Imagine two identical trucks. Same engine, same factory, same year. One of them dies at 160,000 miles. The other quietly drives past 400,000 miles without ever needing a new engine. No rebuild, no replacement, just maintenance. So what changed? Most drivers think engine failure is just bad luck. But after years of studying engines, tearing them apart, and analyzing wear patterns under microscopes, one thing becomes very clear. Modern engines rarely fail because of one big catastrophic problem. They fail because of millions of microscopic ones. Tiny scratches in metal surfaces, carbon deposits slowly building up where they shouldn't exist, oil molecules breaking apart under extreme heat and pressure. And over time, those tiny problems add up, until one day, the engine simply gives up. But here's the part most drivers never realize. Many of these problems are actually accelerated by the maintenance schedules printed inside the owner's manual. Schedules designed around warranty periods, emissions regulations, and fuel economy targets, not maximum longevity. In other words, if your goal is to reach 400,000 miles, you cannot follow the same rules designed for a 150,000-mile lifespan. You need a different strategy, one based on engineering, physics, and chemistry. Today, we're going to break down exactly how engines wear out and how you can dramatically slow that process down. This is the 400,000-mile blueprint. Why modern engines don't last like they used to. People love to say that engines used to last longer in the past. And surprisingly, there's some truth to that. But it's not because modern engines are poorly engineered. In fact, modern engines are incredibly advanced. They produce more power from smaller displacement. They burn less fuel. They produce fewer emissions. But those improvements came with trade-offs. Today's engines operate under far more stress than engines from 30 or 40 years ago. Higher compression ratios, turbochargers pushing more air into cylinders, higher operating temperatures, thinner oils designed to improve fuel efficiency. All of these factors improve efficiency, but they also reduce the safety margin inside the engine. Think of it like running a marathon. If you jog at a comfortable pace, you can keep going for hours. But if you sprint at maximum effort, you burn out much faster. Modern engines are essentially running closer to their maximum effort all the time. That means maintenance matters more than ever. Small mistakes that might not have mattered 30 years ago can now shorten an engine's life significantly. But the biggest enemy of engine longevity isn't power or heat, it's friction. The invisible war inside your engine. Inside every engine, thousands of metal surfaces are constantly moving against each other. Pistons sliding up and down, camshafts rotating thousands of times per minute, bearings supporting heavy loads under enormous pressure. If bare metal touched bare metal during these movements, the engine would destroy itself in minutes. The only thing preventing that from happening is a thin film of oil. And when we say thin, we mean extremely thin. In many parts of the engine, the oil film separating metal surfaces is only a few microns thick. For comparison, a human hair is roughly 70 microns wide. That means the oil film protecting your engine is often thinner than a fraction of a human hair. Despite being so thin, that oil film must withstand extreme pressure. In some engine bearings, pressures can exceed several thousand pounds per square inch. Under those conditions, the oil is doing something remarkable. It creates a hydrodynamic barrier that keeps metal surfaces floating apart. As long as that barrier remains intact, wear is extremely minimal. But when that barrier fails, even for a brief moment, microscopic damage occurs. And that damage accumulates over time. Which brings us to one of the most misunderstood parts of engine maintenance: engine oil itself. The truth about engine oil. Most people choose engine oil based on the numbers printed on the bottle: 5W30, 0W20, 10W40. But those numbers only tell part of the story. Modern multi-grade oils rely on special polymer molecules known as viscosity index improvers. These molecules expand when heated, helping the oil maintain thickness at higher temperatures. But inside a running engine, those molecules face extreme mechanical stress. high pressure, rapid movement, constant shearing forces. Over time, those forces literally tear the polymer molecules apart. When that happens, the oil gradually becomes thinner. A 5W30 oil may slowly behave more like a 5W20. And thinner oil means a weaker protective film between metal surfaces. Manufacturers often recommend thinner oils because they improve fuel economy. Thinner oil creates less resistance inside the engine. That helps vehicles achieve better fuel efficiency numbers during regulatory testing. But thinner oil also reduces the thickness of the protective oil film. And that makes engines more vulnerable to wear under heavy loads and high temperatures. For drivers trying to maximize engine longevity, oil strength matters far more than small improvements in fuel economy. Stronger oils maintain their protective film even under extreme heat and pressure. And that means fewer moments where metal surfaces briefly touch. Because even microscopic contact can create wear that adds up over hundreds of thousands of miles. If you had to pick one moment that causes the most wear inside an engine, it wouldn't be highway driving. It wouldn't be towing heavy loads. It wouldn't even be high RPM acceleration. The most damaging moment is the first few seconds after a cold start. When the engine sits overnight, most of the oil slowly drains back into the oil pan. That means critical components like camshafts and valve trains begin the next start with very little lubrication. As the engine starts, the oil pump begins pushing oil through tiny passages to reach these components. But this process takes time. Even if it's only a few seconds, those seconds matter. During this brief window, metal surfaces operate with minimal lubrication. Engineers call this boundary lubrication. Instead of a thick oil film separating surfaces, protective additives in the oil must temporarily prevent direct contact. This is one reason cold starts create more wear than steady driving. But there's another factor at play: temperature. Different metals expand at different rates. Aluminum expands faster than steel, and modern engines often combine both materials. Aluminum engine blocks with steel crankshafts, aluminum pistons sliding inside iron or steel cylinder liners. When the engine is cold, clearances between these parts are larger than normal. As the engine warms up, the metals expand and reach their ideal operating tolerances. But if the engine is placed under heavy load before reaching those temperatures, parts can expand unevenly. That can create scuffing between pistons and cylinder walls, damage that may be invisible at first, but becomes significant over time. The solution isn't to idle your car for 10 minutes. In fact, excessive idling can create other problems like fuel dilution. Instead, the key is gentle driving during the first few minutes. Allow the engine to warm up gradually. Avoid high RPM and heavy acceleration until the oil and metal components reach proper operating temperature. These small habits dramatically reduce long-term wear. The carbon problem in modern engines. Modern engines rely heavily on a technology called gasoline direct injection. Instead of spraying fuel into the intake port like older engines, fuel is injected directly into the combustion chamber. This allows for better fuel control, improved efficiency, and more power. But it introduced a new problem. In older port fuel injection systems, gasoline flowed across the intake valves before entering the cylinder. Gasoline is a natural solvent. It helped wash away oil vapors and carbon deposits from the valves. With direct injection, that cleaning effect disappears. Intake valves now only see hot air and small amounts of crankcase vapor. Over time, those vapors form sticky carbon deposits. These deposits slowly build up on the intake valves. At first, the buildup is small, but after tens of thousands of miles, it can become thick enough to disrupt airflow. And when airflow changes, combustion becomes less predictable. Engines may experience rough idle, reduced performance, or misfires. But the bigger danger is something called low-speed pre-ignition. This occurs when carbon deposits or oil droplets ignite the fuel mixture before the spark plug fires. The resulting pressure spike can be extremely violent. In severe cases, it can crack piston ringlands or damage internal components. One of the most effective ways to reduce this problem is controlling oil vapor entering the intake system. A properly designed oil catch can capture much of this vapor before it reaches the intake valves. Over time, that significantly slows carbon buildup. The particles that silently destroy engines. Even the cleanest engine oil contains tiny particles, microscopic bits of carbon, tiny metal fragments from normal wear, dust that sneaks past air filters. Oil filters are designed to capture these contaminants, but no filter is perfect. Standard filters often capture particles around 40 microns in size. That might sound extremely small, but inside an engine bearing, clearances can be even smaller. If a particle slips through the filter and enters a bearing clearance, it can act like microscopic sandpaper. Each time the engine rotates, that particle may carve a tiny scratch into the bearing surface. One scratch doesn't matter much, but over hundreds of thousands of rotations,